All right, we got Kerry Washington, who I'm a fan of, and Tyler Perry teaming up. How did this turn out? Let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my The 6888 movie review on Netflix. And if this is your first time finding me and you happen to like this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. All right, guys, now we have the 6888, which will be streaming on Netflix for you to watch at home in your convenience. It is being written and directed by Mr. Tyler Perry, and we have all heard of him before. One of the last television streaming shows that he was a part of was Beauty in Black, which is on Netflix too, and I was not able to get past the second episode. But overall, guys, I really am a fan of Tyler Perry. I want the man to win. I was having a conversation with somebody else on another live stream recently. I was like, Brandon, what are you talking about? He is winning right now. And I was like, well, he could be winning more. He's very polarizing, or at least his entertainment, his films and television shows are. Some people like him, some people don't, but I'm 50-50. I mean, I did not enjoy Beauty in Black or A Fall from Grace and Mia Culpa. I thought those were horrible, but I did enjoy the Why Did I Get Married series, and also The Family That Prays is my favorite Tyler Perry film. So sometimes he does good, sometimes he does bad. I'm not just here to poop on the man. I am a fan, and again, I want him to win and be the best that he possibly can be. As far as my expectations are concerned for this film, they were extremely high. This was based on a true story. That's what the trailer said. I am a big fan of Kerry Washington, and I was just like, you know what? This just seems like a story that's just going to give all of this history that's lost, that's not being told, that's hidden for my knowledge, for our knowledge as audience members, and I'm looking forward to it. So my expectations are pretty high. So before I get into all the nitty gritty, before I talk about all my likes and dislikes, let me tell you exactly what this film, The 6888, is all about. During the height of the conflict in World War II, circa 1943, difficulties in the war led to a change in priorities, and much of the mail previously reaching soldiers on the front lines has been halted. As Warehouse begins to overflow with unfulfilled deliveries, soldiers' hopes are dashed as they lose contact with their families back home. To fix this problem, the 6,888th Battalion, the Women's Army Corps, all-black battalion including over 800 female soldiers, is sent to tackle the impossible challenge of sorting years' worth of backlog mail. Even as military higher-ups hope to see the plan fail, the 6888 are determined to deliver hope to soldiers and families across the world. All right, guys, the first thing that I really did like about this film is the fact that it's being told. I really do appreciate that. I will go ahead and say, guys, that I really did enjoy this film. I had a lot of fun with it, and I did get a bit emotional watching this movie. I think Tyler Perry did a great job, and he should be proud of himself. And guys, guess what? I just praised Tyler Perry. I just said that he did a great job on a film production. So no, I don't just hate the man, and I'm not just watching his content to poo-poo on him or for clicks and views. He's talented, and he showed that here with this effort. I'm really glad this is being told. Like I said, I'm very angry at the same time because I feel that I should have known about this historic hidden knowledge many years ago. But the women that are depicted in this film should be applauded. They did an amazing job with the horrible, daunting task. It seemed like it was impossible. And the conditions that they were put in this war to accomplish their goal was just like living hell on earth. It just seemed like there was no way that this can be done in the amount of time that was allotted. And these women came together and they did the impossible. And the way that this story was told in this 2-hour and 7-minute movie was remarkable. This is one of the better films that I've seen this year, and to get specific, one of the things that I like about this film is it's told in 2 different ways, theatrically, and it does feel like a stage play. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it was effective to me, and I was drawn in through both aspects, whether it was a stage play seeming like or theatrical, like I said. Runtime is 2 hours and 7 minutes, but it felt like it was only 90 minutes. Everything flowed very smoothly, and what helped with that are the multiple montages. It really did stand out to me at the very beginning of this field when these 800 women are just now getting into the Army bases and they're going through basic training. I don't know why, but that stood out to me. I really did like it. I liked the effort that all of the women were putting forth. Also, just the montages towards the end of the film to wrap everything up with all of the real life footage, messages coming up on screen, title cards, or real life photos and videos. And just in the middle of the film when they're showing different montages of the women trying to sort through all the mail and all the challenges that they have to overcome. This is a slight spoiler, but sometimes they had to sort the mail through different perfumes and colognes. I'll stop there with the details, but for them to have to do something like that was just nothing short of amazing. They really did showcase a number of creative ways that these women were able to accomplish this goal and sort out this mail when any other group would have easily gave up. And as far as the romance is concerned, there was a small fairy tale-like essence to it that I did appreciate. Kind of made me feel like this was a Disney movie like Cinderella, like you just knew the couple was gonna fall in love and come together at the end. That was cute, and it also gave a great reason of why a certain amount of women wanted to enlist in the Army in the first place. What was the drive? What was the reason why they wanted to fight? One was because of love. Actually, a number of the reasons were. And I ate that up. That's just another reason why I can get behind these women and why they wanted to sign up in the first place is they had a good reason for doing so. There's also a great cast of women in this film to fulfill the roles that I've never heard of before. We have Ebony Obsidian playing Lena Darricott King, Miliani Jackson playing Captain Campbell, Kylie Jefferson playing Bernice Baker, Shanice Shante, Johnny May, Sarah Jeffrey, Dolores Washington, and Pepe Sanungu, Elaine White. I've never heard of any of these women before, but they was all fantastic. I love them, and also have to add that they were all quite beautiful as well. They were all very, very easy on the eyes, but the one that was the most easy on the eyes was Miss Kerry Washington. My goodness gracious, I'm a big fan of Kerry Washington, all the way back to her fulfilling the role in the Fantastic Four, The Silver Surfer in 2007. Even prior to that, and also recently in the Scandal show that was on ABC or Netflix, I'm a big fan of Kerry Washington. She stole the show in this film. When she came through about the end of the first act, beginning of the second, she had all the authority. She had all the respect. She had everything that she needed to give a great role, and it was fantastic. I'm not gonna go as far as saying the best of the year, but it was still great. And what I liked about it was she didn't feel like Kerry Washington in a costume trying to play captain. She embodied the role. It actually felt like a different person. She actually felt like Major Charity Adams, someone that I've never met before. I liked the accent. I liked the bass in her voice when she was calling attention. Like, again, she demanded all the respect as soon as she came into the room. And I loved her character in the way that she would always stand 10 toes down, defending the women that were under her, and also just not accepting racism in any way, shape, or form. I love that even if she was gonna get fired or court-martialed, she just wasn't putting up with it. She was like, no, I will be saluted. I will be respected. You will remember my name. And it wasn't any of some stupid rah-rah pride ish as well. She had every right to say what she had to say or do what she had to do within this film, and it was all justified tenfold. This is actually one of the better performances I've seen in Kerry Washington in a long time. I have to go down the list of her filmography to see if it is the best. I thought the score for this film was great too. They really did complement a lot of the scenes, especially the montages, and help things flow smoothly as well. And another standout in this film was the editing. The way they would go back and forth between war and peace times where certain characters were driving cars or just going throughout their day. I really did like that. That was another highlight of the film and just kind of showed the skill level that was needed to put this whole thing together. And I also just like the structure of the story and the way things are told. It starts out in a war, a brutal war, and shows the casualties of war and all the fallout and chaos that comes after that. One being mail is not going to be delivered to its destination in a timely manner. But who finds out that this is a problem? Who goes to who to try to resolve the situation and fix it? The way that they went through those steps in this film, I thought was brilliant, and it was able to introduce characters at perfect times so that everyone gets a decent amount of screen time and sunlight to help bring this film to life. Of course, racism is rampant in this film, and I don't think it was over the top. It was necessary just to show what these women had to go through and all their obstacles. And like I said before, I did get emotional in this scene. There was one that dealing with Kerry Washington, and she just had to defend herself and the way that everyone came to her aid, it just brought tears to my eyes. I don't think a tear actually dropped, but I was proud of these women. I was like, man, this is what's up right here. I'm glad this is based on a true story. I'm glad that this story is being told. I'm glad that I'm finding out this history right now. And I wish that I can just go back and hug everyone that was involved in this impossible mission. This was a great film. This is a great story. This is great acting, great directing, and Tyler Perry should be proud of himself. This film should be taught in schools around the country as far as history is concerned, showing all aspects of the war and everybody that was involved that helped the United States succeed. After watching this, I wish Tyler Perry would approach all of his films this way and not just a little energy that seems the case with some of his productions, example, Beauty in Black. As far as my nitpicks are concerned, sometimes the dialogue in this film was a bit wooden and did not flow as naturally as I would have liked. And one of the actors in this film is Dean Norris, who I'm a fan of. He was in Breaking Bad, and this man can act. And in this film, his acting just wasn't up to par. I've seen him perform much better in other pieces of material. And to me, that just goes back to the directing. Like, wait a minute, how can you act good in everything else, but in this, you kind of just seem like a cartoonist villain? But those are my nitpicks. Other than that, I really did enjoy this film, and I think everyone should see it on Netflix when it is streaming on Friday, December the 20th. I will go ahead and give my rating for this at the very end, but for now, guys, that is just my opinion, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this film, my review, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video. So if I were to rate the 6888 out of a 1 out of 10, I would give this film a solid 8.5 out of 10. Yes, an 8.5 out of 10. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that me and Malcolm did record a spoilers review for this film, so you can check that out if you want. Link to that is in the description box below. But my name is Brandon Keith Avery. That's just my opinion. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.